So Eddie Howe in this past week has been appointed as the new Newcastle manager, and as we all know by now, very, very well indeed, Newcastle have a fair bit of money in FM22, in real life as well, but in FM22 they are given at the start of the game about £200 million to go and spend. We've done simulations where we've gone 5 years in the future, we've gone 20 years in the future, but those didn't have the real life manager in charge. So we're going to do one more. We're going to go 5 years in the future, but with Eddie Howe at the helm. Let's see how he does. Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Clayts, and today we've got another simulation for you. I feel like you guys enjoyed the Newcastle simulations. I enjoyed making the Newcastle simulations, and then instead of having Brendan Rodgers, because that seemed to be the thing that happened in everybody's saves at the start of the game, they actually went and appointed Eddie Howe as their real life manager. And that made me think, do we need to do another Newcastle sim? I think the answer is yes. So that's exactly what we have done. I have once again gone 5 years in the future, but this time we've started out with Eddie Howe appointed as the manager. There you see him look in the game, looking lovely, 43 years old. I don't know what I've said, he's looking lovely there, but there you go. He got 2 under-21 caps for England. That's knowledge to me. I didn't know that before today. You see how he's set up in the game, because this is kind of important. When you do go ahead and do a simulation in FM, how good the manager is does seem to make a real difference. So there he is, how he's set up: 13 motivating, 13 tactical knowledge. I wonder actually whether having his let's have a look at his scouting, because he's going to go ahead and spend quite a lot of money, isn't he? You've got the likes of 6 for negotiating. I wonder if that will come into it at all. Obviously they'll have directors of football and all that stuff as well in terms of transfers, but I want to go and see who does he go and sign, and then ultimately how does he do with Newcastle. Does he do better than the first couple of sims that we did? Because Newcastle didn't do great in that. They didn't win any league titles or anything like that. I wonder now with Eddie Howe as the manager, will they do any better? Before we do jump into those simulations, a really quick reminder that if you've not already, please do subscribe to the channel. We are pushing ever closer to 10,000 subscribers. What a landmark that would be for the channel. You guys seem to be enjoying these sims. I'm really loving making them. If you've not already subscribed, please think about doing so, because it makes my little heart flutter. That was creepy, wasn't it? Also, give the video a like and leave me a comment down below. Who do you want next for the next simulation? Because I'm willing to do even more. Who do you want me to go and simulate as next? Maybe a new manager, maybe Xavi at Barcelona. If that's a video you want to see, let me know in those comments down below. But let's jump forward 5 years. Let's go. Here we are then, 5 years in the future. The year is 2026 once again, and we're going to go ahead and see how do Newcastle do. As always with these videos, what we're going to have a look at is how do they finish in the league table. We'll go from season 1 all the way up to season 5. What are the league finishes? We'll check out who the managers are. How long does Eddie Howe last as the manager? Maybe he's not even the Newcastle manager at this stage. We will check that out, and also we'll go and see which players did Eddie Howe go and sign for Newcastle. And then yeah, any other funny things that we do see in the save as well. I have noticed one thing, by the way. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, his job at Man U is insecure, meaning he has survived. We did a 5-year sim. If you've not watched that, go ahead and watch it. I'll link it up here, because that's interesting that he's survived up until the 5-year point. Let's go back and see the Newcastle finishes then with Eddie Howe as the manager. Okay, season number 1 is here. Newcastle have finished 15th in the league. I mean, they've avoided relegation. I feel like in real life, that's actually a fairly decent result from the situation they've got themselves in real life. Wolves relegated in this one as well, which is funky. But 15th is not the best result. I wonder what the board expected at the start of the game, actually. That could be fun to see. Let's go and see where they finished. I think he may have gotten away with this because he was a new manager finishing 15th. I think they may have got away with this. I wonder if they finish poorly in the next couple of seasons, though, whether Eddie Howe would have been removed from his job. Let's go see where they finished in season number 2. Okay, season 2, it's 13th for Newcastle, finishing on 46 points. It's not much better, is it? I'm a little bit worried about Eddie. I'm a bit worried about him. Bournemouth, his former team there, also back in the Premier League, but straight back down to the Championship. They finished bottom. I mean, let's go see what the other finishes are, but I'm a little bit concerned that he may have lost his job. Season after that, Newcastle finished, okay, better, but still not outrageous. They finished 9th in season number 3, 2023-24. Season 4, they finished Back down to 14th. It's not been great, has it? They've definitely not done what maybe some people might have predicted, which was them to push up the table, maybe get Champions League, etc. 2025 now, and finishing 14th in the league. Final season of the simulation then. They finished 12th. So, I mean, I'm a bit worried about him. I do feel like, you know, you get your 5-year plan when you join a club. I feel like one of those years would definitely have said Europe. They've not managed to get Europe in these 5 seasons. I don't know whether they've even managed to get any trophies, which I feel like they probably haven't with their league finishes. Let's go and see if Eddie Howe is still in charge at the club. I've not got high hopes for him. Let's see. He's not the manager anymore. So he has been replaced. I guess the next question is, when did he get replaced? Currently, the Newcastle manager is Carlo Ancelotti. When did they bring Ancelotti in? Was it for Eddie Howe, or was there actually other managers in between? Let's click this managers. Oh my lord, they've had so many managers. Eddie Howe lasted under 1 year. Less than 1 year. He was sacked in May at the end of the first season. 325 days in charge. 0 league wins. 0 trophies won. They finished 15th, I think, in that first season, right? And he's been removed from his job. Let me hide the caretakers. In fact, is there any funny caretakers? Steve Harper, the former goalie, was a caretaker, and then a few others as well. Jose Mourinho was brought in as the manager, and we've seen the league finishes. They didn't get much better, even with Mourinho, then Luis Enrique, then Simeone. No wonder. I mean, you'd expect maybe a bit more, right? Simeone brought in as the manager, and then very, very recently, for the 5th season, they've brought in Carlo Ancelotti. Each of Simeone, Enrique, Mourinho and Howe were all sacked by Newcastle after winning 0 cups. They've managed to win nothing at all. What was Eddie Howe's record actually as the manager? You can see it down here. They've won 17 games, lost 20 games, drawn 8. It's a 37% win percentage. That's maybe not too great, is it? Was it better than any of the others? I mean, it was better than Mourinho's, although Mourinho was there a little bit longer. Enrique was there for only 146 days. 13% win percentage. I mean, Eddie Howe was way better than Luis Enrique. What about Simeone? 29. I mean, actually, out of the managers, he's got the best win percentage. Well, actually, I suppose Ancelotti's is better at 46%, but he has been in charge for fewer days and fewer games, so maybe that is the reasoning. But nearly a year in charge, 37%. He's done okay. I mean, he hasn't really done it. He's been sacked. So, Newcastle, will they become good? At the moment, it looks like maybe the answer is no. I do want to see, though, who did they go and sign in this particular simulation? First season, Eddie Howe brought in Dani Alves. I quite like it as a signing. He actually brought him in January. The start of this sim, by the way, was at the end of the first window. So I felt like, make it more realistic. They can't sign anybody in real life, can he, Eddie? He has to come in and make them good on his own. So I started it after the transfers. And he brought in 1 player in January, which was Dani Alves. How many games? I mean, he's retired now. I can't even see. They did sell a couple, but not for real money. They loaned out Jonjo Shalvey, which is nice. Second season, they spent 231 million. So he did spend some money. Soyuncu, Spinazzola, Llorente, Nandez, Dennis Mann, Rodon, Vashalko, Zlatan Ibrahimovic on a free, Edison Cavani on loan, and Grilic in. Lots of money spent, most of it on Soyuncu for £64 million. So he's not signed any Bournemouth players, which maybe you'd expect that, right? He only sold £21 million worth Jamal Lewis and Javi Manquillo. He did sell Joel Linton. So he's straight out the door, was Joel Linton. Third season, £212 million. They signed Cavani permanently. Hudson-Odoi, Diaz, Diaby brought in. Mark Gahey from Palace, Lafont, Rosbach. That permanent deal for Cavani. Some free transfers here. Gundogan, Leiva, Lucas Leiva, and then a couple of loans as well at the end. Some big signings in there. Another £212 million spent. No success from it, though. No success at all from it. Last couple of seasons, another £212 million spent. Ezri Konsa, Jonathan Tah, Herrera, Vinagre, Callum Chambers for £6 million. Bought him from Al Jazeera, which that's a very funky one, isn't it? 39 million was brought in. They sold Joe Rodon, who was one of their signings in a previous season. They also sold a couple of people they've brought in as well. Then final season, which I can't remember who was in charge here. Was it Simeone for this one? Maybe the start of Ancelotti, not quite sure. They spent 241 million. Their most they've spent. Evan Nilsson from Benfica, the Brazilian striker from Benfica. Wasn't he at Porto, actually? So he's gone from Porto. Yeah, he did. He's gone from Porto to Bayern to Benfica and then on to Newcastle. I like that. He's just playing for everybody, basically. They've also brought in Correa for 53 million. Pena, Sambi Lokonga, the former Arsenal midfielder. Ben White from Arsenal. Saul from Atletico. Balogun and Kaya. Big money spent final season. No success as of yet, though. That's quite interesting to me, you know. I maybe expected with the very mid-table finishes, maybe they spent a little bit less, but no, they really did invest the money and still didn't have any kind of success. They had really high-profile managers in charge as well, you know, Mourinho and Simeone and Luis Enrique, but still no success at all. I always find these sims so fun, you know. I really hope you are enjoying them. But that, I think, is where we will leave it for today. Thank you so much for watching. As always, if you've not already subscribed, please do hit that subscribe button. We'll go and do another one of these simulations. Maybe we'll do Xavi at Barcelona, which could be very, very fascinating. But as always, have a lovely, lovely rest of your day. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.